That's when I realize there's a large coyote standing next to the car, leaning over and looking at the front left wheel. She stands up when our headlights hit her, and she shields her eyes against the lights. Jaundice. Julian shuts his headlights off.
Looks like she's got a flat. The thing I thought just when it said the headlights hit her, it was just like bonk, was just smashed. He ran her over.
Goosh. Yeah, Jaundice is just standing there, and then she's suddenly like reverse Supermaning as the car flies over.
Then what? No, geez, what is that? Cinnamon Toast Man or whatever from Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
He's flying backwards with his butt hanging out. That's her.
Yeah.
Hmm?
TJ wakes up, and I'm a bit disappointed to feel him shift off of my shoulder.
What's going on?
Julian's already hopping out of the car, walking up to the now grinning Jaundice as she sets her paws on her hips.
Well, now what are you doing out here, Julie?
I can hear her loud, obnoxious voice even with the doors closed. Jaundice
I
has
love it. It's like, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Like, I just love the fact that it says, like, your loud, obnoxious voice. And
This is the voice I give in Jaundice. It's the fun thing, but obnoxious as hell.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's going to be like that one person who's watching this, who's just like, what are they talking about? My voice,
I don't sound like
sounds
that.
like me. Screw you guys.
and he's like,
Bubba, give me a shotgun.
He shoots his computer monitor with a shotgun. Take
I
that.
done did an Elvis. I shot my TV.
This show sucks.
what is that freaking, what, Saturday Night Live or
Yeah,
like,
Mad TV, Saturday Night Live,
Mad
something
TV?
like that.
freaking awesome.
Jaundice has a flat. I'm gonna go back to sleep until Julian's helped her out. TJ shakes his head, shifting himself to open the door and hop out. I sigh as he leaves, pushing myself across the seat to jump out as well.
Jason Tobias, too?
She turns her psychotic grin on us.
Yeah, we were having a night out. Anyway, do you need any help?
Well, yeah, you know, Julian, I actually do. I don't have my own jack. Been missing for the past 15 years. It's amazing. Never had a flat in 15 years.
Julian smiles back warmly.
Well, I've got one. Do you have a spare?
Yep, in the back. Hope it's not flat, too. Haven't had to use that thing in a while. Probably about 15 years, actually.
Fucking crazy Jaundice. We have too much fun with her.
Next, there's gonna be a house that falls on her or something.
And Julian turns out to be the good witch. Well, go ahead and pop the trunk. We'll see what we've got. I'll go get my jack off.
Julian jogs back to the truck while TJ and I stand behind Jaundice's car. Sadly, that's when the old coyote turns her attention on us.
Well, how you two doing this evening? I've sure got a lot of chores I would love for y'all guys I'm doing well, thanks. I really don't want to do more of your fucking chores.
Yeah, fuck you, lady.
I just want to thank you again for doing all that yard work during your vacation. Seems like I'm always out here just needing help. Oh, it was no problem it was no problem at all, ma'am.
I'm happy to let TJ do the talking, just wanting to get this all over with as soon as possible so that we can head back to the motel. I squint as Julian's headlights come back on and he hops out of his truck.
Just wanted to give us a little more light.
Jaundice pops the trunk and lifts it up, revealing a cluttered mess inside. She brushes it all aside and lifts up the flap, revealing an old, rusty spare tire. She nudges at it, testing the air pressure before lifting it out.
Well, it's a little deflated, but it should be enough to get me to Duke's house. Him and I having a night out. Well, more than a night in.
Yeah, it's like, you really want to go to Duke's house, Jaundice? You really want to go there?
Yeah, do you really want to go there? How about you have a night out at Brian's?
Ooh, Brian would love
Brian.
you, Jaundice. He would love you. He wants to take you out somewhere. Wants to show
Brian
you this
would-
nice vacation spot that he's got. Though you gotta go underground a little bit. It's fine.
Oh, Jaundice. Brian would do things to you that are just unspeakable.
You will never forget them.
You'll never forget them.
I know he's got a few tires I can probably use. If not, I'll just get him to drive me out and buy me one.
Julian kneels down next to Jaundice's car, sets up the jack. We stand there in silence for a bit, watching the stag as he works.
Speaking of your vacation, it wasn't really a vacation for you, was it, Chase?
My heart sinks a bit as the dumb yote turns her attention directly on me. Huh? I grunt politely in question, keeping my gaze on Julian to show Jaundice that I'm definitely not interested in what she has to say.
Well, that grumpy lizard Flynn was telling me about it in the diner a few days back. Something about you wanting to document the spooky stuff in town.
I try to think of a way to keep things uninteresting so she doesn't ask any more questions. Sort of. Mainly, I just wanted to find some information on a murder that happened like 100 years ago. I couldn't find much out.
Oh, Flynn made it sound more like one of those ghost documentaries I like to watch sometimes. I had a few stories for you. Also, Brian, he goes up to the mines every now and then. Don't know why, but always comes back alone.
Yeah, she really likes those. She really likes to watch that TV show, like Unsolved Mysteries. Then when it gets to the end, she's like, "So what happened? So what happened?" And it's like, but the mystery was never solved. And she's like, "Oh!"
Damn, I never saw this coming. I sure love watching these cliffhanger episodes of Unsolved Mysteries.
Every episode's a cliffhanger. Can't wait for the sequel where they solve it.
I can't wait for the sequel to the series, Solved Mysteries.
Mm-hmm. I keep my eyes firmly on Julian's paws as he starts to crank the jack. Then TJ nudges me.
Hey, are there any rules against it being a ghost documentary?
I sigh, though I try to keep it quiet for TJ's sake. Well, It's more of a news piece, so a ghost story wouldn't really work. I don't think.
Actually, I've seen segments on the news about ghosts. I don't know if they're serious, but when someone catches something on camera, sometimes they'll play it.
I shrug. Well, even if that's the case, it probably won't give me a very good grade.
It's better than no grade at all.
TJ smiles encouragingly at me, and I can't help but smile back. He always has a way of cheering me up, no matter how bad of a mood I'm in.
That's the spirit! Besides, could just be about the history of it rather than making it seem real. Even if it is real.
I sigh again, though this time I don't try to cover it up. Jaundice either doesn't notice or doesn't care.
So, would you like to hear them?
Yeah, let me grab my notepad real quick. I walk over to Julian's truck, listening to Jaundice as she babbles excitedly to TJ about how scary it is. I try to unzip the bag, but the ledge of the trunk bed is too small, so I have to grab the whole fucking thing and trudge it back over to the car. I unzip the side pocket and pull out my notepad and pen. Then I stand up straight and look at Jaundice expectantly. I don't think about recording this entire conversation, seeing as how I could, I don't know, use that for an entire segment. Interviewing the locals or some shit. But whatever. Fuck this place. The coyote sits on the...
Is that just like you just did that on your own?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, where is this at? Sorry.
The coyote sits on the ledge of the trunk, making the car shift.
It's that story again. She
Yeah,
sat and
the
the whole
tires
thing just
become
like
over.
nearly hit the concrete.
She sits on the truck. You just hear this dink as like as the metal rims hit the ground.
The car moves forward. You see sparks coming from underneath.
No, even better. She gets a big raised truck, right? It's like raised 4 feet off the ground. And when she
Fucking
starts to get
monster
into
truck.
it, the thing just like leans off to the side. And when she gets it inside, it just goes down
She
to
gets
looking
it.
like a normal car.
She jumps into a monster truck and becomes a lowrider.
Oh, man. Can you imagine when we finally aren't fat anymore and we can't make these jokes and people not be like, you? The coyote sits on the ledge of the trunk, making the car shift. Julian pauses, eyes wide, as I am sure he thought the sedan was about to topple off the jack.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's see. I can start with what my grandpa told me.
Yeah, that works.
Actually, that's great, because this happened right here in these very woods.
Jaundice gestures off the side of the road at the trees.
So, my grandpappy was taking a walk in there with my grandmama. I want to say something in the 40s, right after they was married. They were walking along one of the little trails in there. And as they started hearing this strange sound in the woods, like something scuttling up and down the branches. They kept looking, but couldn't see anything.
TJ hugs himself and rubs his arms with his paws.
Wow, that's creepy. Oh, that ain't the half of it, Tobias. The thing is, as they kept walking, the sounds followed them, and then...
Jaundice lowers her voice, and despite my annoyance, I have to draw in a bit closer to hear her next words.
They started to hear it talk. Hear what talk?
TJ is fully drawn in by Jaundice's theatrics. I have to struggle not to roll my eyes.
Well, whatever it was, it started talking down to them, like they were beneath it.
He was condescending to them.
Condescending spirits.
Wow. You're wearing that shirt?
It's like Treebeard starts talking shit to the hobbits.
Ooh, look, little bastards.
You know, the next time you climb onto my face, you should take a shower. You smell like fertilizer.
I'm surprised you can climb my trunk with those little baby body hands. Good job, little tailless monkey.
Also, how have the orcs not found you? You smell like Well, I already used that one. I can smell you coming a mile away.
Almost sound like the guy, like the narrator from Elden Ring.
Sir Gideon, off near.
And then Mary needs soup. Heaven.
And then Radagon got bottom surgery. By the way, just so you understand that, I'm pretty sure you know the joke. Radagon is America.
Yes.
Yeah. Jaundice pauses and glances at me, and I make sure to not give her anything, staring glassy-eyed at my notepad.
What did it say? Well, just strange things like, "You're here!" and "I see you." Though my grandpapa said he wasn't even sure if it was talking to them, really. He said that when it started to just laugh, that's when he and Grandmama started running. Even then, it followed them. He said it sounded like it was rising in the air and landed from tree to tree, following them until they got out.
At this point, TJ is just frowning, and I have to force myself to jot down the stupid notes.
Well, what was it?
Jaundice shrugs.
Don't know. Grandpapa only told me the story once when he wouldn't go on a family walk in the forest. I asked him why, and he told me. Asked Grandmama too, but she just pretended she didn't hear me. Thing is, my grandpapa's not a liar. That I can promise you.
I scribble in the notepad, pretending to write all this down.
Oh, he also said it sounded mechanical. Kinda like it was coming through a machine or computer. That's weird, because they didn't really have those back then.
A moment of silence goes by as I wait for Jaundice to go on. When she doesn't, I look up. So, that's it?
Oh, yeah. Did you think they actually see something? No. It's a ghost, stupid.
I shrug.
It's a
Anything
ghost,
else?
stupid.
Jaundice thinks. I think that's difficult for her.
Well, well, there's this bear up on the road named Brian. One time he told me a story about seeing some aliens or UFOs and such.
This time I can't stop my eyes from rolling, but again, Jaundice doesn't either doesn't see or just ignores it.
Said back when he was a teenager, he saw a flying saucer as he was passing by the lake.
I don't even bother to move my pen, but Jaundice just keeps going.
You know, I was listening to this podcast a while back. You know those radio shows on the internet? Oh yeah, I love listening to those when I work out. Well, there's this paranormal one I listen to that really goes in depth on this kind of stuff. Well, and you know, we've all heard the story about gold in a quartz deposit.
Yep.
Well,
Jaundice lowers her voice, leaning in like she's discovered the best kept secret in the entire world.
in the podcast, they were going on about how places with lots of quartz ends up being more haunted. You know why?
I don't say anything, so TJ chimes in.
Why? Well, the quartz captures stuff from the past, like really emotional, angry stuff, and sometimes, when things line up just right, they play it back. Only when they do, it's all twisted up and mixed with other stuff. Makes what you see really awful and horrible looking. But you know?
Jonas pauses again.
What? I think there's more to it than that. I think there's something with a conscious mind behind it all in the echo.
I finally have to break in. Has anything happened to you specifically? You know, it's better if I have something straight from the source rather than secondhand. Jaundice finally goes quiet then, eyes flicking down to look at the ground. Julian, meanwhile, has pulled off the tire and is fitting the spare in place.
Well, maybe.
I grit my teeth. Shit, I wasn't hoping she'd call my bluff. What do you mean? Jaundice lets out a soft, mirthless chuckle.
Let's just say I've seen things I've promised not to tell anyone about, Chase.
I can't tell if she's joking or not, so I just go along with it. Oh? You order a hit on someone?
Maybe, Chase.
TJ stands there, a mortified expression on his face. I look down at my camera bag. Well, I think it might be good to get some footage of the trees in there while there's still a little light. If I'm gonna do this whole ghost story thing, then I better give it a horror movie vibe.
Oh, well, that sounds wonderfully spooky. While you're at it, why don't you take my picture with me turned away from you right next to coming out of them trees? Be the murderer of Echo.
Jaundice, I don't know if you'll fit in the screen.
Oh, damn. Must have been that cherry pie.
Yeah, because
Put me on the edge.
remember everyone who's watching this, Jaundice is supposed to be like huge.
Massively fat.
Like she's supposed to be like southern white, mega obese lady fat. Like,
Like even that guy who sings the song "I Like Big Butts" would be like, "I like big butts, but I don't like that one.
just
I
imagine
like
Brian.
big butts, but not that wide."
So just imagine Brian, but the female version of that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think that's what she's
And bigger
supposed
and
to be. Like, I start towards the tree line, then look back at TJ. You want to come with?
Oh?
TJ looks back at Jaundice and Julian, JJ, the latter of which is screwing in the tire.
Go on, TJ. Give him some company in there. Especially after I told y'all that story.
Jaundice cackles, causing the car to
She's
shake
cackling.
again.
Besides, I don't mind keeping Julian company in the meantime. Oh, Jolie.
Julian grunts as he keeps his... Even Julian's just like, fuck this bitch. he's just like, why did I stop?
Why did I? Yeah. Just please don't pee on the dirt road right now.
I don't think he saw that, did he?
No.
Julian grunts as he keeps his focus on the tire.
Well, okay.
With that, TJ and I cross the ditch into the forest, following the little trail that weaves through the trees. As the darkness in the forest engulfs us, I look back at TJ, and see him timidly moving along, looking at the trees nervously. I grin. Are you scared? TJ looks over at me with a start. He lets out a soft laugh.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
I pause, waiting for the lynx to catch up to me. Then I hold out my paw to him. He stares at it for a moment as if not comprehending what it is. I stubbornly keep it outstretched. No one's gonna see. TJ seems to think for a moment. Then I see the lynx wipe his paw on his pants before quickly reaching out to take mine. I pull TJ along through the forest, glancing up occasionally to see if I can find a patch of sky sufficient enough for a shot that I want. Don't worry, man. You know I saw something in here too.
What?
TJ's busy looking off into the trees, his ears perked, listening. Yep, when I was a kid, I thought I saw a fox hanging from the trees.
Oh my gosh! Please don't tell me this right now!
I frown. Listen, what I realized is that sometimes people hallucinate things.
I'd rather just not talk about it right now. Just like all you listeners and watchers, there's something behind you. Look out!
It's behind you right now. It's got his fingers like a centimeter away from your neck. It's just, you can't even see it. Its hand is actually around your neck right now. It's just everything is out of sight. And the moment you close your eyes and stop paying attention, or the moment you look back at it, it's going to start strangling you.
Just when you think it's safe, it's right there. And who is it? It's Jaundice! And she's gonna go, oh my gosh, I'm in your house!
Then you'll hear a cracking sound. She'll fall through your floor into the floor beneath you or the basement. It'll be like Home Alone, except...
No, it's gonna be more like in the Aristocrats or the Aristocats, when all the cats are like partying and they just fall through one floor after another in that huge building.
Now that's how you
multi-story building.
know. That is how you know we're old as hell. Like, no one's gonna know what the Aristocats are.
I hope
They'll
so.
know the aristocrats, but they won't know the aristocrats. The aristocrats! All I'm saying is that the stories that Jaundice told us aren't real. And even if they are, those people hallucinated. That's it.
Well, sure, but that doesn't mean I won't still freak out if I do see something.
I squeezed the lynx's paw with mine, shaking it around a little. Well, you've got me if that happens. TJ squeezes back. There's a slight resistance in his grasp, though, as if he's trying to pull back from me while at the same time holding on to me.
Jace, have you been feeling all right?
I feel fine. I stop on the path, looking up at a little patch of dusk sky above me, almost spherical and perfect for the shot that I'm gonna get.
Because you seem a little bit off, especially when we were at the family plex. And I know we've all been a little off since what happened. I mean, I was feeling really, really weird the past few days.
I set the bag on the path, unzipping the main compartment and pulling out the camera, if you know what I mean.
Maybe you're feeling the same way I was?
I shrug, turning the camera on. I feel fine, Tej. TJ suddenly places a paw on my arm, and that gives me pause.
Chase, are you sure?
He's looking me directly in the eye, his paw pads warming the fur and skin under them, chasing away the chill of the evening. It's his wide blue eyes that catch my attention, though. They're sincere, kind, and full of love. It's then that I realize what TJ's trying to tell me. After all this time we've spent together over the week, getting to know each other better, talking about our future plans, it's only now that I realize. I stand up straight, facing the lynx more directly, a soft smile on my lips. TJ looks up at me, his eyes looking over my face as if searching for something. I lean in and kiss him.
Poor TJ's like, oh God!
At the last moment, our lips meet, mine on his for the first time. It's a moment of pure bliss. I close my eyes to show the lynx just how passionate I am about it. I feel his lips freeze up against mine, then suddenly they're gone. I open my eyes in time to see TJ stumbling backwards. One paw flies up to his mouth as the other stretches out behind himself, as if worried he's going to run into the trees. I guess I surprised him. I smile and follow the cat, reaching out my paws. You all right? I reach out. As I reach out for him, he pushes my paws away. I frown. What?
I was gonna ask you if you've given yourself to Christ, not ask you to kiss me.
And it's so in character for TJ too.
Yeah. TJ's.
What was that?
TJ's whispering, but
So
it's a
shouting
loud
whisper.
sort of whisper, almost deafening in the quiet forest. What do you mean? I kissed you. TJ, I love you. The moment of pure shock and horror on TJ's face stuns me. What?
What are you talking about?
TJ, you're asking really dumb questions right now. You heard me. I feel myself getting a little irritated. I just bared my soul to him, and now he's acting like I just told him a told him a terrible secret.
But you mean like a friend?
No, I mean like a boyfriend, a lover. I reach out again, but this time TJ twists away from me and then starts to back up, back the way we came from. I follow him.
Why? How come?
I can see his rapid breathing, his wide eyes like a cornered animal. I feel myself get angrier. What do you mean, how come? Do I need to explain it to you? TJ keeps backing up, and I see what looks like fear in his eyes. I don't understand at all. Spawn of Satan!
Pulls up his cross.
Get out! Get out of my friend!
My fur catches on fire.
Suddenly, it's very bright outside, like the sun just, descended from the trees.
He starts to turn around, but I grab his arm.
Hey!
You flirt with me all fucking week, and you're asking why? What the fuck are you talking about?
Chase, let me go!
He tries to pull away weakly, but I yank him forward so hard his teeth clack together in front of my face. He gasps. You make eyes at me across the table at the diner while we're doing yard work at Jaundice's house. And you don't get why? Why the hell am I getting so fucking angry?
Let me go!
TJ's still whispering, but it's getting louder. So you were just leading me on? I feel my voice break as it rises in volume as well. What is happening? Why am I doing this? Is this a dream? Were you leading me the fuck on, TJ? I see tears brimming in TJ's eyes, and he looks away from me, like a kid that just got caught doing something wrong. Do I need to tell you again? TJ, I fucking love you. I've known it since I picked you up from the college. Listen to me. I pull him closer, but as I do, he lashes out. I see a flash of light, and the next thing I know, TJ's escaped my grasp. My paw is still stuck out in the air as I watch the lynx disappear into the trees. Soon, the sound of his footsteps fade as well, and I'm left alone in the deathly quiet forest. I stare for a long time, listening to the nothingness, maybe waiting for TJ to come back, or for Julian to come up the path and beat me up. But nothing happens. I don't know how long I stand there, but then when I look up, I see the sun has finally set. I numbly lift the camera in my other hand, still holding on to it like I was when I kissed TJ. Slowly, I walk over to the bag and kneel down, putting the camera away. That's when I feel the nape of my neck prickle. TJ? I look back hopefully, but the path is empty. The forest, though. The trees and branches and leaves that outline the path just before it curves out of sight, just 15 feet ahead of me. There's a shape in the trees. The shape of legs, arms, a torso, and maybe a head. The shadowy figure seems to blend into the leaves, almost melting into the twilight. I blink hard, but when I open my eyes, the figure is still there, unmoving, unchanged. That's when I realize that even though I'm holding my breath, I can still hear breathing. It comes from the direction of the shape, even though it doesn't move at all. It looks like a painting. Slowly I stand up. It doesn't move. I start to walk forward, and that's when it finally changes. It starts to melt back into the trees, but the branches and leaves don't move. It moves through them. Then, as I reach the bend in the path, it fades into nothing. But the breathing continues. I look around finally and see that it's gotten dark. That it's gotten dark to point. It's gotten dark to the point that I can hardly make out anything. Everything that you see is twisted from what it once was. But what is it? It was something once, just like I was. But nothing here is obligated to make sense to you. But what does it want? What does anything here want? The only thing you know for sure is that it's evil. And just like that, I'm running up the rest of the path, feeling as if the branches are clawing at me, trying to pull me back into the forest. And still the breathing continues just over my shoulder, growing ragged with my own, following me, chasing me. I feel it closing in on me, gasping, taking on a robotic tone as if someone is taking their last breaths through a phone. And I'm the one on the other side, and I'm the one on the other end listening to it. The cracking breath hisses out, then rises up into a screech of static and noise, and I break through the trees, landing in the ditch and jamming 2 fingers in the process as I throw my paws out to catch myself. I don't care, though. I scramble out of the ditch, gasping for breath. I look up, hoping to see TJ, Julian, even Jaundice, but no one's there. Both cars are gone. I'm left alone on the road, in the silence and increasing darkness.
I was really thinking it would be so funny if I just wanted to interrupt so bad, just be like, as the static, everything just got close before he broke out and be like, I'd like to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
Yeah. It's panting behind me, and then I hear it whisper, "We've been trying to reach you regarding your car insurance. Your car's extended warranty."
That'd be fucking hilarious.
I walk back to the motel alone, hoping to see Julian's truck in the parking lot when I get there, but it isn't. Instead, there's the typical 2 or 3 cars along with my own. I still have hope as I make my way to the door. Maybe TJ will be in the bathroom taking a shower. Maybe he'll already be asleep. Maybe he'll be awake and I can just forget what happened. Chat until it's late. Order a pizza like we did at Carl's house. But as I press the key card to the lock and it flashes green and I open the door, I don't see TJ at all. It's dark and empty. That's finally when I realize that TJ's left me as well. My mind is blank as I walk through the motel room, only then realizing that I left a camera in the forest. I don't care, though. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters anymore. I curl up on the bed and cry for a long time. I don't care how loud I am. I'm sure if anyone hears it, they've heard worse. The employee at the front desk probably hears it every week because that's just the way this town is. I fall asleep. When I wake up, I can't move. I don't care, though. It doesn't matter anymore. Even though I know better, I open my eyes. Weirdly enough, the motel is as I left it, disheveled with the lights on. Nothing horrible at all. Until I hear footsteps at the base of my bed. I brace myself for it, but I keep my eyes open. I don't know why. I guess it feels like I'm punishing myself for what I did to TJ. I lay there on my side, curled up and waiting as the footsteps make their way around the bed. I don't know what to expect my mind to conjure up. Maybe the demon in the forest, the evil electric creature that breathed into my ear as I ran from it, jumping from tree to tree behind me. But what I didn't expect to see was a small, old kit fox in a button-up shirt and a tie. I watch as he sets a card down on the table next to my bed. I get a moment to see a silver ring on his finger and the worn black claws. Then he picks up a bottle from the table that isn't there and takes a swig from it. Then he moves over to the closet rod, clothes that I don't recognize hanging from it. He's got a cord of some kind in his paws. He starts to tie it up on the rod, while the other end gets tied around his neck. I know what he's doing, and I try to close my eyes, but something seems to hold them open. This is too real. The fox braces himself against the wall, and I see his face clearly. Kind, weary, hopeless. And then he sits, but he doesn't completely sit because the cord pulls taut, and he's left with his legs at a loose slant on the ground. I see his eyes bulge, turning red, and at the same time those eyes meet mine, and I think he sees me. I gasp and sit up in the bed, but he doesn't disappear. He lingers. It's only when he starts to go into convulsions that he begins to fade away. I hug my knees, my back pressed against the headboard of the wall of the bed as the fox continues to stare at me, then completely disappears. It was real. It was real. Was. Something's different. Something's wrong in the air. A sound from the bathroom makes me look over at the closet door. Something's in there. Automatically I get up. It's like I'm not in control of my own body anymore. It's like I'm still in a dream, even though I know I'm not. I get to the door and stand there a little while, listening to the breathing inside, and then I open it. I stand there for a while, staring in. The light from the room pours into the bathroom, but there isn't enough to show me anything out of the ordinary. I feel it, though. There's an energy in there, pulling me in. Slowly I step inside, looking around, my heart hammering in my chest. I'm not scared. Not anymore. Sort of in anticipation instead of fear. Like I've been waiting for this ever since I got to Echo. I don't know if I believe in ghosts now, but I know what's happening here is real. I wait, feeling the cold tiles of the bathroom underneath the pads of my feet. I'm not sure how long I stand there in complete silence. It could be anywhere from a minute to 10, but that's when I finally get an answer. Close the door. Close the door. I don't hear anything, but I feel it. I feel it coming from my left. I look, but I don't see anything. This isn't like the other times when I'd hear him inside my head. No, the voice inside me is hiding right now. Like even he's afraid of this. Still, I sense it. And even though I start to feel that fear again, I reach out for the door. Close it, close the door! For a brief moment, I have a sudden realization of where I am, what I'm doing, and what's happening. But that's far enough to stop me. There's a haze over my mind. over everything, like I'm in a deep, dark dream that I can't come out from. I think I've lost my mind, or I'm dead. Either way, it doesn't matter anymore. I push the door closed, but not fully. Just letting a crack of light in so that I can see the mirror. I can see the outline of the fur on the left side of my head. But as I'm looking at that, I start getting the feeling that it's not me in the mirror. I look shorter, smaller, and something's wrong with my face. I can almost see what looks like the corner of a mouth stretched all the way to the jaw. Just like I saw in the diner. Just like I saw in the diner bathroom 5 days ago. I don't know. It feels so long. But it's then that I realize the presence I feel is coming from this thing in the mirror. We stare at each other for a long time, the fear rising and rising until it's almost overwhelming. But my feet won't move. My mind won't reason with what's happening. I'm in a nightmare. This is real. The mirror whispers at me. I see the grotesque mouth move with raspy whispering words. Slowly I move closer to the mirror, ducking my head down a bit, reaching up to touch my cheek where I see the widened gash in a mouth. The reflection does the same, but when I touch my face, I only feel smooth fur, even as the fingers in the mirror brush against the opening. What's happening? I ask myself, but my reflection responds. What's been happening for eons? What was supposed to happen to everyone in this town, but you stopped it. What? Coming back here was your secret. Almost started it. Coming back here with your secret almost started it. But now that everyone's about to find out? What are you talking about? This town might actually survive if they find out. Find out what? I bring both paws up to press against the sides of my face, as if to cover the gasping mouth. You know what? I squint at the reflection, trying to figure out why it looks so familiar. Sydney? There's a raspy, rustling sound, and I see the thing in the mirror shake, its head twitching from side to side, far too fast to be anything of this world. I take a step back. Dread rises in my chest. No, this was supposed to be over. I'm not supposed to see things anymore. You always knew they were wrong. Always knew that what you saw was real. Nothing normal about this. But it's not me seeing things again that got me feeling the way I do. No. What secret are you talking about? Again, the raspy sound of rustling leaves, sounding old and forgotten. That's what it feels like I'm talking to. Something old, monolithic, and ancient. You don't need me tell you. I grasp my shirt, twisting the fabric in my paws, feeling like I might panic, that I might go insane. Already insane. But how is anyone gonna find out? No one knows. You know that is not true. Who was responsible for the cruel joke? I swallow hard. Someone knows. No, that was something else. They didn't know. It was a stupid prank on me, to make me look bad, to ruin our vacation. Vacation? Is that what I'm on right now? I mean, vacation? Is that what I'm on now? That thought is foolish, and you know it. It was definitely foolish. And you know who it was. And after what you did to him, I see myself pinning the lizard in the parking lot, holding back from pounding his face into nothing. He's going to tell everyone. No. I hear myself whine, like a child, like a small creature in the mirror. Yes, unless... I wait, feeling tears well up in my eyes, knowing that my life is about to change forever. The silence drags on until I finally break it. What? I can help you keep the secret. I wait a while longer, but the reflection stays quiet. I get the sense that time is going faster than I perceive it, my legs aching from standing there rigidly on the cold tile floor. Help me? I can tell you what you can do to keep things the way they are. I feel a small ray of hope pierce through the towering cold of impending doom in my chest. How? There's a dark pause, a moment that marks an in-between, between what was and what's about to become. I know things can't truly stay the way they are. They never do. Another split in my life, just like what happened years ago. Finally, the thing speaks, and I hear exactly what I expect. Do the same to the lizard. Swallow. Feel myself resisting, rejecting the idea. Unless you want them all to know your secret. But how do I know it was him? He sounded like he had no idea what we were doing. He is deceptive, a liar. His entire family has always been. But I can't. If I don't know for sure, show him the note. You'll see his reaction. The truth. My paw drips to my pocket, feeling the gentle outline of the folded paper. Who are you? The rustling leaves again, and I realize that while this might be Sydney, it's something more than Sydney, and it doesn't answer me. We stand there for a long time again. Minutes? Hours? I don't know. Why would you help me? This time the answer is immediate. This town needs secrets. Why? Again, no answer, and I stand there for what feels like hours, as I continue to stare at the small, disfigured creature. I get the feeling that it's starting to move independent from me. That thought scares me, and I lift my paws. I'm relieved to see the reflection do the same, but as soon as I touch my face, I feel the corner of my mouth stretch up to my ears. In a sudden burst of panic, I lunge for the light switch and flip it on. I'm stunned as I'm bathed in blinding yellow light. I have to shut my eyes for a moment before opening them. I see myself in the mirror as I've always been, staring back blearily. My eyes are bloodshot, and my figure seems to sag with exhaustion. I stand there for a while, feeling my mind cloud up even more as I go over what just happened.